So that said, another great tip I'll share real quick is if you're planning a release in February of next year, for instance, or let's even say March of next year, or even December of 10, give you a little hint. If you sign up and register your title edition sheet, it asks for the street date. One of the strategies you can do, and this is what the majors do, you can take advanced orders. Those are called pre-sales. Now, it's an advanced order, so you're not delivering the physical content yet at your shows. You're just taking the orders, taking the money, and turning in the sheet forms to us. We have to set this up to sound with SoundScan ahead of time. The good news is, leading up to your release date, your street date, all those sales prior to count for the first week, the street date week. So that means from here until next December, you could sell a ton of CD. And I'm not suggesting your customers aren't going to be pleased with buying it a year in advance. Actually, let me take that back. Maybe someone will prove that wrong. Who knows? Anything could happen. So let's say you actually sell to customers from now until next December. Let's just say you do 20 a week for 50 weeks, whatever. Do the math, that's 1,000 CDs. So boom, you turn those in the first week plus whatever you sell the release week, all is added together for your first week of sales. And that's how a lot of artists have these just humongous first weeks because of pre-orders. But then the ones who really have marketing muscle, obviously, they've got people going into the stores. But that's a great strategy. Just to give a free tip to independent artists who come to us, come as early as you can, set up a pre-order system. We can walk you through exactly how to do that. What's the best way? There's a lot of different options. And then you have to have a way to deliver the physical content to them. Now, that can be you can mail them a download card. We've even got a way to get download cards for about 3 cents a piece. So once you become an enrolled artist, talk to us about that. We're not a download cards company, but we can provide download cards for dirt cheap. A great solution we came up with that, at 3 cents a pop, you're selling them for $1. You're making a pretty significant profit. So that being said, we love to help the independent artists however we can, and it's not just about one solution. It's about working your entire strategy from your internet marketing, your traditional marketing, your live show, making sure your live show is appealing, engaging, exciting, your music being the very most important part to really pull in and engage your listeners and your fans and make them real advocates. I like what Tony Robbins talks about, the 6 needs, that if you can master any 3 of those, you'll end up with an addicted fan. Look him up and find out what he says the 6 needs are. I won't try to go into them all, but one of them is consistency, for instance. One is connection, like love and connection. One is uncertainty, like surprise, in other words. So believe it or not, you need certainty, reliability, and consistency, and people need surprises. Like you vary it up a little bit and shock them. So, all of these things you can actually, if you can find ways to deliver this in your music and the emotional connection, then you really grab people. But you do the same thing through your website, through your internet marketing. You do the same thing through your physical contact with the art or with the fans, when you're talking to them. And, especially as the unsigned band, there was always this thing in rock, which was what I was doing and still do a little bit of, that the whole mysterious rock star thing. Well, I never subscribed to that and never will, just because that's not who I want to be. I want to be relatable and real, and that goes a long way. I got a lot of friends from being in the music industry. So the more relatable, the more connections you have. It's all about relationships and building those connections. Then the more long-term support you'll have. But it's also about just creating value. I mean, that's what it all comes down to at the end. Through innovation and value through their marketing, they'll gain the fans that they need and have them long term. So every time they put out something, they'll have buyers and supporters. And that's what building a career is about. SoundScan is just a way to document your progress and create leverage for other opportunities. So that's why we're here.